The Exorcist, though, is my favorite movie of all time, most certainly. I just love the art direction. I love the quiet. I love it more. Of course, I love the possession itself when shit g's crazy.
We'll make it stop! He's trying to kill you!
I love just everything up to that. My favorite thing about it is there's a scene that happens. It's very brief. You might not even remember it. It's during the possession, and it's when the priests are having a conversation on the staircase, and they're both really exhausted. The older priest, Father Marin, says to the younger priest, Father Karras, you have to be strong because he wants us to see ourselves as ugly. And I feel like that is like the whole movie is about the fight between good and evil. And to me, that's like what evil is. It's like evil wants us to see ourselves as, you know,
By this
ugly.
sign of the Holy Cross of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Styling wise, I reference that movie.
Oh.
I always reference that movie for
Oh.
like mood and lighting and styling.
Yeah.
Chris
Yeah.
McNeil, she looks amazing. That doctor's office where it's like this incredible blue background and
Yeah.
she's wearing like a camel dress
Yes.
with like a white turtleneck.
The daughter's shirt on her birthday. It was kind of a salmon western shirt with a black red check and white pearl snap button. That was like he has to pull this. He has to make this shirt. And you kind of have before, and you kind of did. I remember in Scott Barnhill's Exit, like that shirt is a derivation in a weird way. And so I think he's kind of done it, but man, if he did it so little, it would be everything because the colors would be better. The colors would pop.
Oh my gosh, my fall collection is already coming together. So anyway, that movie has guided me from my childhood into adulthood like nothing else. The film being about good and evil and like the intense value of good over evil is so poetic.
It's also very you. I mean, that's kind of your approach with the creative direction. Let's find the heaven and the hell. Let's always find a positive and the negative.
I was 11. That was like a big deal for a kid my age to see that movie. There was no internet yet. Kids didn't know about stuff like that. It's so bad, but I used to pray that I would get possessed.
Oh,
I know, it's really fucked up.
Again, the dark side of things is that it was not marketed to Black and brown audiences.
The Exorcist.
The marketing team didn't think that Latino people and Black people would be like into the movie at all, and so they didn't bother. And then there was this massive lust for this film from Black and brown people of that era. And
that is so funny that you got that information. I thought I knew everything about The Exorcist, but that is a good piece of information.
Yeah, it's sick. And it helped in the blaxploitation era films. And it's like, now we don't want that, we want this. And they were like, oh fuck, we were wrong. And so that helped to do away with blaxploitation movies.
I want to make a fashion film just like The Exorcist. I just love how fashion can be communicated, how it can be the channel to communicate so much, like just the fashion throughout the movie is what kind of marks all of the tellings of this crazy film.
To your point.
So beautiful.
The detective going into that house and talking to Catherine McNeil's character about, trying to retrace the steps of the director's murder. And as they're talking, they're kind of in this weird glass living room. I'm thinking, this is Prada Fall 13. Except the set were glass and crystal. The eyewear is very Prada 2013.
It's so Prada.
It felt extremely Prada, that conversation and the styling and the sterility, but also this like foreboding, creeping intensity. It's like, well, this is very Prada right now. And so, as you said, like, it's fodder for a fashion film. It really is. There's another side to what Willy Chavarria does. It's not always this like political beauty and then beauty, and then the grandiose tailoring and the Christianity. It's the sacred and the profane, and you can't have one without the other. That's why like something like The Exorcist balanced off with something like Salt of the Earth is important. It's like, well, they both explain what I do in a way. They both explain Ameríca in a way too. This idea of like the best ethics of ourselves. Salt of the Earth, we are people too. This is our country too. We contribute to it as well. And then you have The Exorcist, where like 12-year-old is like getting herself off with the cross. Like you need both. Track 1 of the soundtrack. Violins, which are quite beautiful, but also hella emotional. And there's a darkness in those violins, and then it transitions into deep house. And that's the guttural. That's the instincts right there. That's the libido. That's like what we want. And so like you need both. Both inform the story, the big story. And so like, yeah.
I love the contrast of those two tracks. It's one of my favorite parts of the show.
It's like having sex with house music. It's like bottoming to house music.
It is. Did you it's on a Spotify playlist, so you can
I already have it on my house mix. I put the third song on my house mix straight away. It's fucking everything. That song is so good. Oh my god, it's everything. It's literally just like the visceral feel of like house music. And maybe
did you know that I did the male vocals on that track?
Oh my god!